Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. Well, all right, let's pull up this screen. Okay, we've got three guys that are really skyrocketing up the charts, and as far as their ratings, two have been moved to 4-star, and we've got another one that I think is going to wind up being a 5-star. He's already a high 4-star, but he jumped quite a bit. So let's get right into this. Now, as you know, I've been covering these recruits quite a bit. And Tennessee has gone from somewhere between 11th and 12th up to number 9 in the composite rank because they've got so many players that are jumping, and that does not surprise me in the slightest. I've told you for a couple of months now, several of these recruits, if they had good years, which I fully expected them to have, would jump up to 4-star status. They had them as 3 stars, and I'm sitting here watching those highlights of these guys, and I'm going, there's no way. They're too fast. They're too big. They're going to kill it their senior year, and they're going to go up the board. And that's exactly what's happened. And Sports Talk Jay and my team here, we've gotten a pretty good laugh out of this. Oh, yeah, been enjoying it big time. So let's take a look at these three individuals that are really, I mean, they have shot up the boards like crazy. And this story goes, it says, Tennessee saw a handful of commitments that made a huge jump. Starting out with Caleb Herring. As you know, he's one of our top recruits. Now, this is on 3, so he's almost a 5-star on a couple of different boards. He's moved from 98 to number 56, and there's a couple of boards that have him that high anyway. So he's moving up the board. He might end up being a 5-star before it's said and done. This is a big guy that has got a lot of speed, and he can play anywhere along the defensive line. And I'll show you some highlights if you hadn't seen here in just a moment. But they talk about his length is super impressive. He's been putting on weight. He has the frame to do so. He plays all over their defense. He even plays in the secondary. He's got that kind of speed. Says he can play in space, cover the slot receiver, which is unheard of. But they think he's going to wind up being a pass rusher type. And he's obviously got a lot of NFL draft hype. And right here you can see he's playing in the secondary, almost as a linebacker or a safety. Watch this speed, no problem. That's, for a big guy, that's really good mobility. Now see again, playing the secondary, catches a smaller guy, no problem, tackles him. So he could play linebacker, but like I said, I think he's going to be an edge rusher for us. Here he is playing the run, no problem. Again, comes up, makes the play. Now you'll see him as a pass rusher. There he goes, being patient, no problem. Now watch him rush the passer, no problem. And that's what you're looking for, those hurries. You're looking for sacks, strip sacks, and hurries. Here he comes again off the edge. There he comes around the running back, has no chance, and boom. And here he comes, yep, once again, destroys the play with that speed. So you can see why so many teams wanted him. Now let's get into Nathan Lee Cox. I've covered him quite a bit, and I really couldn't believe they had him ranked as a 3-star. I mean, the guy's 6'3". He's got great speed. He's got top-end speed like a track guy, because he is a track guy. And that's, you know, perfect for Heupel's offense. He's looking for the next Cedric Tillman type, or maybe Josh Malone, that type of player. And Lee Cox projects that way. As you can see, he was outside the 300. Now he's at number 146. So he's become a very strong 4-star. Now on the composite, you know, it'll show him as kind of a low to mid 4-star. But on 3 has him as a strong one. It says, when I saw him previously, you could see the tools and the traits. I think there was room for improvement in terms of playmaking ability and finishing. It says, I think he's gotten progressively better. I think Tennessee got a steal with this one. He went from a mid-high 3-star into the top 200, which is a huge jump for a wide receiver because it's such a loaded position this year. And here you'll see some of his speed, and he's got a great catch radius. He's got really good hands, and here's where you can start seeing some of the abilities. You know, this guy right here should catch him, but he can't because this guy, he's got that runner speed, and you're not going to catch him. And as you could see, as he went across there, just like a runner would do, he did his little runner sprint. Now here you'll see some real nice speed. He just runs right by the smaller guys, catches the ball, he's done. You have no chance. They just give up on him. And realize this guy's 6'3" and weighs over 200 pounds. Here you'll see some more speed. And he's gone. Watch the hands. That'll be mine. Touchdown, thank you very much. Here again, you'll see the speed. You'll see the hands. And you will not be tackling me. Nope, I'm gone. Now the speed. This is what that's Velus Jones. That's Velus Jones right there. So I am not the slightest bit surprised he's now a 4-star. Now we'll get into another commit, which is defensive lineman Tyree Weathersby. He's come all the way down to 157th, which is a very strong 4-star. He's very disruptive, making a ton of plays behind the line of scrimmage. TFLs, you know the Vols love TFLs. The athleticism, the ability to disrupt, make a ton of plays really jumped out to us. He had that look of someone who was ascending. Going into his senior year, he's made considerable strides as a player. This is a highlight, I believe, from one of his last games. You'll watch this right here. Watch this speed, and he takes this guy out. Right here. Here he comes up. Boom, you're done. Now that's pretty strong coming from a defensive lineman. You can see him. Look, he was way up here. Just boom, he's gone. All right, now watch him blow up this play right here. Right in the middle, done. And that's when that's how you stop the run right there with a guy like that. You can see how much bigger he is than the other players and how quick, and he just blows it up. You know, that may not be on a ton of highlight films because it's a run play, but man, that makes a huge difference in a game. So again, jumping from 11th, I think we might have been as high as 12th. Now we're down to 9, which is fantastic. And we've not had a commit in the last several weeks. This is simply because I really feel like the Vols got a bunch of steals in this commitment class. And I think we're going to wind up probably, if this season goes like I think it's going to go, we're probably going to end up 5th, 6th, or 7th, somewhere in there, which will be a fantastic first-year class for Coach Heupel. I don't count last year, even though I thought he got a bunch of great players. It was wound up like 20th. You know, he didn't get like enough of them. He got some real steals, though. Now, one big thing here, and this has been developing, and if you've been watching Chandavian Bradley, who is a 5-star from Missouri, #1 player in the state that's committed to us, and he's super fired up about being a Vol, and we've covered him quite a bit. I mean, he was a great get for the Vols. He's been trying to get Davin Hobbs to commit to the Vols, and here this story discusses that. It says Tennessee will host North Carolina defensive lineman Davin Hobbs this weekend for an official visit. The once thought to be North Carolina lean looks like he will head to the SEC. Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee appear to have the most traction at the moment. He just became a 5-star, which would be great if he and Chandavian are on the same deal along with Caleb. Said, I think Davin Hobbs has really had the performance that made me go, wow. I think the progression he's made is incredible. He was around 245 pounds coming out of the high school basketball season. He's up to 270 now, and he can really run. I don't think he has ever run over a 4.8, which is ridiculous for that size. He also plays tight end and defensive line. You don't see 270-pounders rolling downhill very often. He said he could wind up being a 300-pounder with speed. So explosive speed. So this could be ridiculous if we pick this guy up. And Chandavian's working on him hard. And as I had discussed previously, the Joshua Josephs and the James Pierce were great pickups last year. They were kind of steals as well. And then, of course, you know about Dylan Sampson and Squirrel White and some other guys that we got in the 2022 class that are, I think, going to be early contributors, and they already are. So this 2023 class just is really shaping up beautifully with Nico at the top and then all these great speedy guys. And look, you know that Josh Heupel, he wants speed. He has to have speed for this team, and we're getting faster every year. We're faster this year than last year, even though we lost a couple of speedsters there. We're just getting faster and faster. And this class coming up, this could be a huge difference maker. It could take us to the next level where we start really competing with Georgia and Alabama. I don't think we're quite there yet. That's why I've got us at a 9-3 record this year, but we're coming along. We are probably the fastest rising team in the country, in my opinion. And of course, we got Florida coming up this weekend. You didn't think I'd forget about that, did you? And it's going to be brutal. I'm telling you, the fan base in Knoxville is ready to explode. It's 3:30. College game day's coming there. It's going to be like it was in the old days. And like I said in one of my previous videos, we need to show Florida there's a new sheriff in town.
That's an attention getter.
That's right. We need to kick them right in the butt right from the get-go, first quarter, and just get their attention. And Saturday at 3:30, we're coming for them. Yep, we're coming for them big time.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Exactly right. I think Wyatt said it perfectly. I tell you, folks, it's getting real exciting being a Tennessee Vol fan. It really is. These guys are just skyrocketing up the boards. We've got the biggest game of the year, really, I think the most important game of the year. Pittsburgh was the second most important for national prominence. This is a big one coming up Saturday, and I love our chances. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the Vols. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. I've only been doing this a little while, a couple of months. I could use some subscribers. I'd appreciate it. And I hope you did like the content. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.